Okay, well, first of all, sorry if the change in background disconcerts anyone. I know how much saying this can be important to somebody, to some people. Before I start, all views and opinions in this video are that of Cole and the Aspies, not meant to reflect on others, or if I diagnose scenes, etc., etc., legal speak, legal speak, legal speak. This is another rant on social interactions. I'm making this video on Wednesday. This incident that I'm going to talk about happened on Tuesday morning. So, quick background information. As I told before, I work at a truck gate as a rent-a-cop. And the way the truck gate is set up is we have the streets, we have the driveway, which is just barely long enough to comfortably fit one truck from the painted stop sign to the end, and you have a little bit extra space, but really just enough for a car to drive through to get to the parking lot. It really is a badly designed driveway. So, on one side we have the dispatch guys, and he's the one that does the paperwork for the trailers going out. On the other side we have my guard shack. And the driveway is set up to be worked like a regular street driveway. You drive in on the left-hand side. You're always driving on the left-hand side, but for some reason, these truckers come in, they go to the right-hand side. They go to the right-hand side. I know they can do it. I know they can come in on the left-hand side. Okay. And it's even painted on the ground. Stop here, and then in the reverse, stop sign there. So, a trucker comes in at about 4 in the morning. Because Tuesday mornings I work 0 to 8. And I ask him, it's your first time here? And, okay, keep in mind, there's a big 10-cylinder diesel engine chugging along. There's times I can't hear him, and there's times that the driver can't hear me. So, in general, I always speak in a loud, firm voice. I make sure he can hear me. So, I don't know whether it's the loud voice that offends people or the firm voice that offends people. I don't know. But for the sake of comfort, I'm not going to speak the whole time like that, okay? I might once in a while to make a point. So as the driver is first time here, yeah, okay, well next time you come in, please come in on the proper side of the driveway. It's painted on the ground, okay? And then I tell him also, you got to come in on foot next time. But don't worry, first timers, I cut some slack to. And I'm giving him the spiel. I'm telling him what I need to tell him so he can move around the yard safely. So I tell him, okay, so park the trailer in an empty yard slot. And he, well, which side? Sir, empty yard slot, not empty door. We only have yard slots on one side of the yard. Are you sure? I've been here for 2 years. Yeah, I'm sure. Now, as I was saying, oh, power tripping, huh? Sir, I'm not power tripping. I'm doing my job. Now, if you let me continue to talk, yeah, I'm being a little frustrated with the guy, okay? But he won't shut up. You know, shut up. Let me tell you what you need to do. So, I tell him, you know, do this, do that. He takes off. And yeah, he's pissed me off. So I walk off. I go on my guard shack. I start throwing a little fit. And I'm pissed off because he's questioning me doing my job. I'm not going to hop in your truck and question how you drive or tell you how to drive. Don't tell me how I should run my yard. Don't insinuate how I should run my yard. Because I've been told by management that yard is my responsibility. I'm the one in charge. Now, are there people more in charge than me? Yes. But if they're not there, yeah. Okay. Well, instead of getting mad at him, I walked away. He comes up to my guard shack. Oh, what are you squeaking about in here? What? Oh, no, you're all pissed off. You got something to say to me? And he's aggressive. He's pissed. He's offended that I took offense to something that he did. So he's got to put me in my place, right? I try first to tell him, you know, sir, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. I'm like, no, you got something to say? He's like, yeah, I got something to say. Okay, you come up in here questioning how I do my job, telling me I'm power tripping when I'm not. You don't know anything about me. You need to mind your own business and go take care of your paperwork. Oh, I need to mind my own business? Tell me to mind my own business again. He takes his glasses off, and he doesn't really need glasses. He's one of these big, bald, goatee-wearing guys. He looks intimidating. My friend on Facebook, I told her about this, and she said, oh, he must be a bully. Yeah, he's a bit of a bully. And so I was like, you know what, sir, I wasn't power tripping. I was telling you how you need to go around my yard. If you want power tripping, I could have told you to pull a U-turn, park on the street. I could have told you to leave the yard, come back in the proper way. So you need to mind your own business. Tell me, like, sir, how is it your concern? How is it your business? How is it your concern? How is it your business? I had to say that phrase to him like 5, 6 times. We're finally drilled into his head. Yeah, shut up. If I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you. You know, you're the one over here confronting me, about to assault me. And so finally he walked off. And here's the funny thing, okay, that truckers don't seem to understand. I might be strict. I might be anal retentive. Well, one, yeah, I'm an Aspie. Aspies tend to do that when they're in a position of power. They be strict and they be anal retentive, you know. Detailed focus. You need to do things in a certain way. Not being an asshole, I'm doing my job. But here's the other thing that these guys don't seem to realize. It's a very cramped gate there. Okay, there is just enough room for 2 trucks to drive drive side by side. Okay, and a lot of times I end up stuck sitting between those. These are multi-ton vehicles. Tons, not hundreds of pounds like a car. Tons. If these things were to run my ass over, I'd be screwed. Okay? So yeah, for my safety alone, I'm going to be strict. Where was I? I got into a tangent. I forgot what I was saying. But then he comes back out and he's civil. He doesn't seem pissed off anymore. And then when he was leaving the yard, again, he was civil. It's like the idea got into his head that, oh, this guy's not being a jerk, he's just doing his job. Well, boy! What if these truckers are to pull into, and I get this attitude a lot from truckers. What if these truckers are to pull into a California Highway Patrol weigh station, because sometimes you pull off the freeway, you gotta get your truck weighed, and they're to be copping at you to the CHP officer. CHP officer's gonna drag their ass out of the truck and arrest them. They're gonna power trip. Most I can do is say, get out of my yard. Okay, but still, that's inconvenient. So this is my biggest question, though, okay? He upset me. I walked off through my fit. He got in his head, what the hell's his problem, and decided to come over and discipline me. What right does he have to discipline me? What right does he have to put me in my place? 2, he was at the point where he was going to physically assault me. What was his end game? Because if he would have hit me, one of 2 things was going to happen. 1, I was going to defend myself and lay him out, which I don't know for sure if I would have been able to. But 2, and here's the more likely one. Here's the smart one I would have done. Take the hit, drop like a sack of rocks, call the cops, arrest him, and by the end of the week, I would have owned his truck. So to normal people out there, why are you so quick to anger? And I'm not saying all normal people, okay? But in my experience, I gotta take care of something. Sorry about that. I had to get my computer running that way it wouldn't go to sleep mode and stop the upload. I'm uploading another video right now. Where was I? Why do people take it upon themselves to discipline others? If somebody does something I don't like, I have to walk away. But if I do something you don't like, you're going to tell me what for. It still comes back to the one rule for you, another rule for everyone else. Continuing on. Later on that morning, my lieutenant came to work, and she's the same one that I had issues with about the hanging the phone up when she wasn't done talking and this and that, and, you know. And I figured, you know what? We're calm, we're relaxed. I decided to mention, hey, we seem to be getting along a lot better. And she seems to be under the idea that I changed my behavior. No, I'm still the same quirky, weird person I was beforehand. It's just that when she has calmly told me to don't do things, I do my best. And I mentioned, you know, the reason why I got upset with you with the phone call is because you're coming at me too aggressively. Well, that's why I got even mad, because you shouldn't have been defending yourself. You got all aggressive. You got all defensive. Maybe there was a reason to that. You know, and I told her, well, you're coming at me aggressively. Oh, well, from my perspective. Okay, so I'm the person who has the inability to read others. Okay? And I'm expected to read people better than you do. You walk up to a dog, and I think I've used this analogy before, and kick the dog. Dog growls at you. Can you kick the dog again? You're going to kick the dog again. The dog just growled at you. Why? And you know what? Police do the same thing. They go to stop somebody, and the guy tenses up. You know, Kelly Thomas. He went to go run away. What do? They beat the hell out of the guy. He was running away. Obviously, you were doing something that scared the crap out of him. And then, you know, again, you know, her perspective. You're a normal person. You know how to read people. You were able to tell I was getting defensive. So your answer to me getting defensive was to get even more aggressive. Okay. You can read people. You knew I was getting defensive. I have an excuse. I have a reason for why I can't read people very well. And here's something I've noticed, at least from my perspective, at least in my view. And you know, when I bring up perspective, I try to see other people's perspectives also. That's why when people upset me, I walk away, because I don't know what's going on in their head. So I walk away. I walk away. If I can't walk away, yeah, I'm going to get defensive. Yeah, I'm going to defend myself. I am going to try and deal with the situation, but I can only really do so by worrying about how I'm reacting. I hope that makes sense. I can sit down and talk about the different ins and outs and the different quirks of an Asperger's personality from an intellectual perspective. But when you actually put me in a situation, no, I'm going to screw it up. I'm not going to be able to pull it off. I'm going to fail, okay? Because the analogy would be, I could sit down and read a book on how to fly a plane. I can know how to fly a plane in and out, up and down, backwards, forward, etc., etc. Yes, nail polish. I use it for my action figures. But you actually put me in that cockpit, I may not have the ability to fly that plane. And there are plenty of people who just can't fly planes. Because they can't. They could study it all they want. Same thing. I can sit here and intellectually discuss this stuff, but you put me in the situation, I'm going to screw it up. So why is it that, once again, it feels like I'm a second-rate citizen? And that's really what it comes down to. From an interpersonal standpoint, it comes back to one rule for the autistic, another rule for everyone else. If a manager talks to somebody aggressively, normal people, oh no, you shut up and take it. Why? Why should anyone have any authority to be a jerk to anyone else? Why isn't a general, you know, the whole idea of, you know, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know, the whole thing about reading other people's behaviors. If you talk to me and I get defensive, why don't you take a second and back off? Normal people are hypocrites. At least the ones I interact with regularly. Hell, my father was quite the hypocrite. He still is to a point, because he still doesn't understand. He tries. No, I give him credit. He does try a lot. My own brother, huge hypocrite. I'm going to stop that sentence right there, because if I continue on that subject, I'm going to get pissed off. I know I seem to be coming back to this subject several times. It's like I'm beating a dead horse. Or obsessing. Is that something else that autistics do? We obsess? But that really does become the basic thing, you know. Maybe this is a bad comparison, but lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexuals, and whatever other actuals, okay? No disrespect intended, alright? But people on the whole eventually had to realize that they have every right to be the way that they are. And you don't walk up to a gay person. You wouldn't walk up to Richard Simmons. And for those of you who don't know, look up Sweating to the Oldies. Sweating, yeah. This guy is so insanely, effeminately, flamingly homosexual. I have no problem with the guy. I'm sure he's a great guy. But no matter how gay he is, you don't walk up to him and say, "Hey, you faggot." You don't. You're asking for trouble. Well, you know what? Why is it that people are allowed to walk up to each other and be like, "Hey, what's your problem?" And then when the person who apparently has a problem gets defensive, they get even more aggressive. What's the word? Not accelerating. Not enhancing. Escalating. Normal people are too quick to escalate. You go to a bar. Somebody bumps into somebody else. "What the fuck's your problem?" "Well, what the fuck's your problem?" And it quickly breaks down to a brawl. If I were to walk past somebody in a bar and bump them, or if I were to bump somebody, I'd quickly, "Oh, sorry." And you know what? I guarantee you that wouldn't be enough. And if someone were to bump me and they weren't to say sorry, like, alright, well fine, screw you too. I wouldn't say that. I'd think it. I might mumble it. I'm the one with the issues. I'm the one diagnosed. Okay, again, I wasn't diagnosed Asperger's. I was diagnosed autistic. Well, obviously I'm not fully autistic. I know autistic spectrum. I know autism spectrum. I'm the one with issues. I'm the one who's brain fracked. I'm probably going to start using sci-fi swear words. I like those. I have a reason. Where's your reason for being a jerk? You're supposedly normal. You're supposedly well-balanced. And yet you're more of an asshole than I am. Okay. I think I'm going to title this video, just because you know how to fly a plane doesn't mean you can. Bit of a cryptic title, isn't it? Or maybe I'll make it some game reference, I don't know. So, it's been Cole on the Aspie. Thank you very much for watching. I apologize for any swear words that might have offended. I apologize for anything that might have offended. I hope something was learned. I hope that any people who watch this who aren't autistic might really get the idea in their head that if you talk to somebody and they get defensive, maybe you should back off. Just a little tip there. Thanks for watching.